I think it made me, yeah, we're going to have to splice this together. So I know Nancy Joe actually had some problems this morning with her internet. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when she jumps back on, we'll have, we'll have to get the rest of that story. But what was she talking about? I can't even remember now. Keep talking, but is that Nancy Joe? I just lost services again. Okay. Yep. I did. Okay. Let me just tell her. I did. Okay. All right. Okay. So does anybody have any questions so far? I want to make sure everybody's perfectly clear on the three. I'm closing out the parties on the direct shipped on the 3 parties. The hosts get the $50 credit, the $25 credit. I think there was a question about that as well. Did anybody else have, I don't know where it is. It's probably up here somewhere. About the $25, adding the $25 kit credit to the host. Somebody said expel. Okay, here's Nancy Joe. Where is she? Is she back? She's back. Maybe. Oh, it says she's back, but I don't know. She probably got booted off. Okay. All right. Anyway, all right. So are there any questions on that before we move on? Is there any questions? Nope. Everybody kind of gets that? Yep. Okay. FPP. What's FP?
The future party pick.
Oh, sorry. You have a question, Peggy, on a future party pick?
Yeah. So if a host closed like the last week of September and she booked 3 parties.
Okay.
And those 3 parties are happening. One of them's happening now. And so she's in that party and she wants to use one of her. Does she get like a 40% off?
She gets 50% off. She
Okay.
40.
No, 40 is next year, January 1st.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
She gets here, it's on the back of the catalog. So she gets future party pick, get 40% off beginning January 1st, future party pick.
So she would get it this month, like a 50%? I'm just confused because when I go, like I added her to the cart.
I say 50. Go ahead. And is it 40?
It shows her as a past host, but it doesn't allow me to add like a future or a party pick like in the past.
Okay. So if it's a future, is there already a future host on that show that used the party pick? Did they use their future party pick? No.
Is the party qualified? Has the party hit $200?
$200.
Okay. So there is a, where all the benefits are, you know, where the guest special is, there's a pick the
line item.
Right, the line item on there.
problem.
So you can't change it like you can a half price item, like make this a half price item. It's actually something that you have to click on.
Yeah, it's not there. So that's why I was wondering. And the party hit 400. So is that what it needs to hit?
No, it could be, it could be 200 and it could be able to get a future party.
Home office.
Yeah.
Is she using the same email?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because it's showing that
That's
she's
good.
the past host, right? Okay. So I would definitely call tech support.
Okay.
Are you using Chrome browser?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, all the boxes were checked as far as I know that I could run you through. I would definitely call tech support.
Okay, thanks.
Find out if they have any, if there's anything that they could, if they can see that on there. So they're really good with stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sure, sure. Okay, Nance, you were talking before you left. Sorry.
All of a sudden, my electric has gone off 3 times this today.
No.
It's like, whew, there's not even a storm here. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to talk more about recruiting.
Yes.
Okay. We want to challenge you guys. My fellow NEDs have challenged the Ryan team, the Ryan organization, to recruit 1,000 people this month. Okay, so we're going to need everybody on board for this one. Now, last October, we had that great special. Okay, I think it was the $39, right? In October, $39 kit. You guys recruited 1,457 people. So 1,000 should be able to be done, shouldn't it? Okay. So they threw down the gauntlet. So you guys, you got to make me look good. No, it's really, I'm only teasing, but really it's about you. It's about helping you guys do and reach other people and do your very best, because you know what? You just don't know where people are at today and what kind of bills they have and just everything the way it is. So make sure you're offering and you're not afraid of the no thank you. And we already talked about the specials, but really reach out to people and say, hey, how would it feel to have a debt-free Christmas? Okay. How would it feel to save for something, you know, that, you know, like I know my kids are all coming down to Florida this year, first time ever, that we're not going to spend Christmas in Chicago. So, you know, everybody's saving, everybody's doing what they need to do to make it happen, right? Especially Nana over here, right? So, but there may be things that people need that they can't get. And Pampered Chef is an option. It really is an option. You have been seeing people soar and do crazy things during this time. I mean, our one of our newest nationals she qualified as a national in 11 months. From the start of her business, okay? And did she need to know everything before she started helping people join? Absolutely not. All the information that we need is in Dash. It's in platforms like this. So please don't be afraid, because you could be the answer to someone's prayers today. You really could. Patty, what else would you like to say about recruiting?
Oh gosh, Nance. I would definitely say, just like you figure out a goal for your shows, how many shows that you want, how many people do you want to recruit this month? Because just like anything else, it's a target. If you don't have anything set up, you're not gonna go for it. So I would definitely say that you have to have, because otherwise it'll never happen, right? Would you guys agree with me about that? Right? Absolutely. So Nancy Joe said we need 1,000.
Right.
So we're all on board, right? So how many are you going to commit to?
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Go put it in the chat, and then we're gonna copy that chat, and we're gonna make sure you. No, I'm just kidding.
No, think of it this way. I mean, there's 8,600
that.
people. There's 8,600 people on our team. So it's not like every single one of you have to do
No,
5,
for sure.
okay? Now there's a lot of people that, okay, here we go. We got 4, we got 5, we got 4 or 5, 2 or 3 more, 1. There we're going.
Nice.
See, we've already got 20 right there.
Yeah.
See, we can do this, you guys.
You know what? That's exactly right. So I want you to think about this, because the word no is the hardest thing in the world, isn't it? Don't you? No matter what, as many times as you ask, it's still that kind of like, ooh, you know, it's not a great feeling, right? But it's there. But here's the thing. So when they say no, when somebody says, no, I'm really not interested in this at all, tell me what changes. What changes? Anybody? I love no's, Rochelle. What changes, Rochelle, then, if somebody says no to you? I know you're muted, but.
It's just one more closer to a yes.
Right, yeah.
That's right.
Right, but you know what? Nothing changes. Nothing changes.
It
Absolutely
gives you
not.
practice. If anything, it gives you practice.
Right. Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I should say, and if they say yes, tell me now what changes.
Right?
Look at all you guys are smiling now. It's all of a sudden you had changed. Absolutely. Absolutely something changes. You just never know what a gift this could be. Nancy Joe talks about it all the time. I talk about it all the time, what it has done for me and my family financially, and just growth for me throughout all these years. And my kids, you don't even realize how you impact
Right.
not just the people that you bring into the business, but your family that gets impacted with that. My kids grew up with this for 30 years. They were 2.5 and 5 when I started. They're little entrepreneurs right now. It's the craziest thing, but absolutely, you don't realize that. It's like you can say something. My father used to say, like, don't do what I do, do what I say, which is not what it is. You're not supposed to do that. But I'm telling you, it makes such a difference when you can make that difference for other people. You would encourage your family, you would encourage your friends. Think of the people. So just like you're doing the Frank's list for inviting people to host a show with you, do the same thing with those people that you would love to bring into the business. Who would you love to work with right now? What good friend, what good friend could you invite to do this business? And then let them know why. What is it that you see in them? Is it something that, is it are they organized? Are they a teacher? Because, oh my gosh, we have a million teachers on, I don't know. These teachers are more organized, more system oriented than anybody. Okay. So they've got their crap together, people. I am just saying. So
And I would just like to say, you don't have to have your crap
that's
together.
true. That's true. But Nancy Jo is not. So she's the opposite of that. So
No, I mean, you know what, guys? My
well, you're not the
husband.
opposite of that. I meant like you're an accountant. Yeah.
No, okay. Here's true confessions. My husband told someone that he gave me 3 months because I'd never, ever be able to succeed at this. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
34 years later. 34 years later. And I never knew he said that until he was my husband. But anyway, I'm not laughing at that, but I am. I'm to the point where I'm good, guys. I'm good. But no, seriously. And another thing you can ask people is when they say no, I'm not interested. Another thing you can say is that no, not now, or no, not ever. Okay, because maybe right now is a tough time for them for whatever reason, and maybe in a couple months you can check back with them, and then you can go into that. Would you consider this a seed planted? Okay, so is it no, not right now, or is it no, not ever? And if they say no, not right now, then would you consider this a seed planted? Go into that. Okay.
The hardest
Ellie said, I told my husband I wanted to be an NED, so he had to go to conference and sit in the audience and say he was proud of me. Good job, Jelly. Good job. Woo! Anyway, you know what? Patty is right. Your kids are watching.
Absolutely.
Your friends are watching. And I just had this great little conversation with my granddaughter. And she wanted to talk to Nana about her softball game, right? And now she's 7. She just turned 7. And I was saying, well, what position do you like to play, Juliana? And she says, well, I really would love to be the pitcher. And I said, okay. And I said, are you playing that spot right now? And she goes, no, I'm not good enough. And I said, well, what do you think's going to make you good enough? And she goes, practice. And I said, I love that you know that. And I mean, this is a 7-year-old. So when you're thinking about your business, you guys, and you're thinking about who to ask for bookings and recruiting, think of it just like Rochelle just said, practice. And in fact, ask some friends and family to practice with them. You'd be surprised on how many of those people will actually join your team because they really have no idea what you do. I remember my friend upstairs, he said, Nancy Jo, what is it you actually do? He has no clue, but it's just funny because people really don't sometimes. They don't know what we actually do. And they don't know that we mentor and train people and help them in their lives. As much as we sell cookware and sell knives, we change people's lives because we give them confidence. And like I said today on the call, this is the only job I know that all qualifications are off of the table. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what age you are. If you're man or woman, it doesn't matter anything. It doesn't matter what your education is, nothing. We all start with the same kit and we all have the same opportunity to make a lot of money and to change lives while we're staying home with our kids, while we're, maybe working a full-time job, while we're doing other things in life. It's the only job I know that has no ceiling. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. So how big can you guys dream? How big?
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want?
Linda,
How many people have already achieved more than they thought they were going to in this business? Anybody? All right, I see a few hands. I know there's lots of pages. We have 3 full pages. Keep your hands up. Oh, we got lots of phones on here. Okay. All right. Well, I want you put in the chat and say something that you got out of this business that you didn't know you would have gotten. Something that you wouldn't have expected. Put in. I got confidence. I mean, I didn't even go to my high school reunions because I felt so bad about myself. So now I stand in front of thousands of people and talk. Go figure, right?
I know.
Friendships, loads of friend and support, confidence. Yeah.
Here's the thing is that, I love when, especially my husband tells me that you can, just like your husband did, Nance, like, well, afterwards, but that you're not going to make it. It's not going to fly. Don't you just love that? Like, who's gonna host a show with you? What are you gonna do when you get out of family and friends? Like, I just love that. So it wasn't because of him that you make it. It's because it's spite of him that you make it. I'll be honest. I was like, I'm gonna make it.
Patty's story is really great. Ronnie wouldn't give her the money, so she had a garage sale. Look at what that garage sale took her to in life.
No.
And we love Ronnie to death, and we love teasing him about it. And he says, worst decision he ever made. Worst decision he ever made, to not give her the money for the kit.
That's right.
Tell people, have a garage sale. Everybody's got $100 worth of junk in their house, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Absolutely. You'll find a way, or you will find lots of excuses and reasons. So do this for you, do this for them, the family, people say, I've got kids, you don't understand. And I had 2.5 and 5-year-old when I started. There's a lot of people on this call that have had little kids when they got started in this business. And they go, you just don't understand. Really? I had 2 little kids when I started this,
I had Tony when I had 14 directors. I was quote unquote a national when I had a baby. So if anybody needs any tips on that, that's another call. Does anybody, you know what? And Laurel said, I've grown in immense areas. I've grown more confident and feel like I've really accomplished a bunch. And you're right. Both of my grown boys have told me that watching me through the years has helped them in their adult jobs.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who else has a question? I know we're already 10 minutes over.
Yeah, I know. You know what? And let's take questions for this. I just want to give them a few little, like when we have a Teach Me webinar coming up, and I want them to get registered for some of that stuff. So yeah. Who else has any other questions?
I don't see any questions yet. Go ahead, Patty. Go ahead and tell them.
So these Teach Me webinars have been amazing. They have been, so part of what you need to do, besides obviously reaching out and contact people every single day, is you need to develop yourself. You need to get better. You need to personal development yourself. So any of those trainings can help you. And why not? They're short trainings, and the Teach Me webinars are great. So they have authentic recruiting. So if you need a little more help in that area, but honestly, what is that thing I think Marie was talking about? We just do it, like the Nike check mark. He was making everybody do that. Just do it, which is so scared.
Do it scared.
There you go. I know. So Teach Me webinar, October 7th, so Wednesday. So you've got to register this for right away. The reason that you would register is that you'll get the link when it becomes available. You can always go and get it. and just go to the Teach Me webinars, and it'll be the first one.
In the stir.
Latest one. Yeah, it'll be the latest one in the stir there. New consultant webinar. So if you have a team member that's a new consultant that comes up tomorrow, you should have gotten an email regarding a new consultant webinar. For the directors on this call, there's a spotlight training call on October 12th. Those are totally amazing. They have outdone themselves with the training on those spotlight training calls. So October 12th, which is next Monday. And we talked about this already. The holiday products become available October 15th, which is the anniversary of Doris's first show. So if you're planning on doing lots of people are doing some additional things. I mean, there's great, incentives right now for people to host shows, for you to do a show. So absolutely. And the Meet Pampered Chef webinar is October 20th. So you can find all these information probably in the stir there. So it is our 40th anniversary. I talked a little bit about that. The other thing is if you're looking for something to, they say you should measure your goals. So the 100 no's, the sheet with 100 no's on it. So I'm going to challenge you to do this, because here's why. Here's what I know to be true, is that there's not a lot of people that are going to say no. I mean, when they say no, I'm absolutely not interested. But if they say, now's not a good time, that's not a no. You got to go back. So it's not technically a no. They have to say no to you. But the challenge is to get the 100 no's. I bet you it takes you longer than you think. And never worry about following back up with people, because I have messaged people, texted people, and you know what? People get busy. They wind up picking up kids. I know for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to totally respond to that. So you've got to go back and you've got to say, hey, I just want to make sure that you see this. This is a great opportunity. I would love to, or what was Grace's things? Hey, what did she say on that webinar? Oh my gosh. She said, oh, I've got some exciting news to share. I think that was her one thing that she said. It was just a quick sentence. It wasn't anything like, do you want to host a show? We've got great specials coming up. Our kit's $40 off. It wasn't any of that. Can I share some news with you? Or I've got some great news to share with you. That was it. That was it. More than likely, people respond to that. They want to know what it is that you've got great news. So Nancy Jo challenged you with the 1,000 recruits. I'm challenging you with those no's. It's only 100, not 1,000, but your business would be better if you did get 1,000 no's because you'd be asking a whole heck of a lot more people.
Right. And they say that for every 10 people that you talk to, you will get a yes.
That's
so
right.
That means that in a month or two, you'd be at directorship, wouldn't you? And if you get your show schedules nice and strong, when those people that you're coming in contact with, and what I really love about the virtual parties is, the live cooking shows, you're going to see 10 to 12 people, all right, and connect with 10 to 12 people. But the virtual is really about 4 times that, okay? Because you want to get every host to have at least 50 people because of the insights and stuff like that. So that's why you want, but think about that. You're touching 50 people's lives. Now I know not everybody orders, only about 25% order. And what I have really kept track of, I used to be in the accounting world, so I love numbers. And with every party that I've done, it's 25% of the people that were invited actually join the party, and 25% of those people order. So that's what I tell my host. So I says, the reason I'm encouraging you to invite 150 people over but 3 days, okay, because you don't want to invite too many on one day. The reason you're doing that is because about 50, 45 to 50 are going to say, yes, I'll join the party. And then about 15 to 20 will order, and you'll have a great show. But if you only invite 50 people and 25% say yes, and then 25% of those people order, you've only got 3 or 4 orders, don't you? I mean, it's not much. And even when I did my nephew's really, really big, I was hoping for $3,000 fundraiser at the beginning of the year. and it was $10,800. Now I want you to know, we did not know 3/4 of those people that the kids, I had my nieces and nephews invite their friends and then ask their friends to add people to the party. And there was over, what was it, there was over 2,500 people invited. 600 actually joined the party and 130 ordered. So and I don't do as many parties as some of you on this call, because my job is more of mentoring and training, but without exception, it's been 20 to 30% in all those things. So that's why you talk to your host and let them know why you're encouraging them to invite so many people. But think about that. You're touching so many more lives. You don't know who needs what. So that's what I love about the virtual, is you really are touching way more lives, and you have the opportunity. That's why some of these people are growing so fast, you guys. Think about it. How are they getting all these fast track directors? Well, because they're coaching them to do 4 parties in a week. If each of those 4 parties has 50, 60 people in it, guess what? They're finding one person a party to join, right? The numbers work when you work the numbers. Okay, so write that down. The numbers work when you work the numbers. Okay, sorry, Patty.
Just like the business.
That's
When you
right.
work the business works. You could just insert any of those things in there. I love
That's
that,
true.
Nancy. Yeah, that is so true. So Shelly was asking, what do you give yourself as a treat for every 10 no's that you get? I know a lot of people do like a manicure, pedicure. I'm not sure if people do manicure, pedicures, but that's a good idea. Definitely treat yourself to something fun. It could be as simple as a fun cup of coffee, a shot.
Bottle of wine with your spouse.
There you go. There you
You know what? Here's a trick that really should have worked better, but actually it worked all through those years that I was married. I was married for 37 years. And I would tell my husband when I would get a cancellation, this was when we were doing live shows, but this works just as well with the virtual, because you need that time to catch up and connect with people. Put the kids to bed and chill a bottle of wine. I'll see you at 9 o'clock. And it was awesome, and it worked, and I got the time I needed with my hosts, my recruits, my consultants, my guests, and we got everything done that we needed to get done. So anyway, for those of you that have young children, try it.
Yeah. Sounds good. Except if he's snoring at 9 o'clock. I mean, that's not a good thing.
Well, that's because we're old, but they're not. I'm talking to the young ones here. There's a little marital advice there. Take care of your spouses, right? Anyway, okay. Is there anything else you need, Patty?
No, I think we covered all that. Does anybody have any other questions? So look for those videos. Make sure that you view those videos, the Booking Blitz video 1 and 2, and the 100 no's, the challenge for 100 no's, and start thinking about where you want to, what your sales are going to look like this month, what your recruiting is going to look like this month. Mark it down, put it in front of you, put Post-it notes on your mirror in your bathroom, put it in your car if you're driving around, on your kitchen refrigerator. If you have an office, it should be posted right on your computer or somewhere on a wall somewhere. When you see those things, you start mentally thinking about all of that. I'm telling you, it really does work. Believe in yourself.
Yeah. And become a person of influence.
That's
become
right.
a person of
Oh, I
influence.
love that, Miss Nancy.
John Maxwell.
Yeah, I know.
Favorite author.
Nancy
Favorite. No, that one's not me. but you know what, Shelly, to answer your question, what do you give yourself as a treat for every 10 no's? What would make you go for 10 no's?
Yeah.
You have to figure that out for you. So what is it that's going to float your boat? Okay. One of the first things I gave myself when I became an executive director was I got a regular housekeeper. Okay. Because I knew if I worked at my desk for 6 hours rather than clean my house for 6 hours, which I never cleaned it straight for 6 hours, maybe some of you guys do that, but I never did that. Anyway, but they came for 6 hours and my house was pretty small. Okay. So they even did laundry and they changed the sheets and did everything. But I always worked during that time because I knew I had to make money to pay for that house cleaner. And it didn't matter who did it. It just mattered that it got done. And that was my very first treat. And I loved that treat. And to this day, my girl was here today. And you know what? I feel like, hey, we all make the world go round by helping others, help others, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I love technology. So, except mine's a little bit more expensive. New iPhone, new computer.
New portal. I still haven't used mine yet, Patty. Hey, we're at 9:53. We're at 9:53.
Okay. So, yes. Okay. You know what? I'll stop the recording.
Okay.